Happiness is not merely the absence of sadness or difficulty, but the conscious decision to embrace life fully, find meaning in small moments, and nurture gratitude for even the simplest blessings that surround us every day. True happiness comes when we stop chasing perfection or comparing ourselves to others, and instead allow ourselves to be present in the beauty of our own journey, appreciating every lesson and every triumph along the way. The path to happiness often winds through challenges and uncertainties, yet it is in facing those moments with courage, resilience, and an open heart that we discover the depth and richness of life itself. When we cultivate kindness and empathy, not just toward others but toward ourselves, we unlock a profound sense of joy that no external circumstance can ever take away, for it is rooted in the essence of our being. Happiness grows in the soil of self-awareness and mindful living, where every act, thought, and intention is aligned with our deepest values, and where the pursuit of fulfillment outweighs the fleeting lure of material gains. Life offers countless fleeting moments that, when truly observed and cherished, can create a tapestry of happiness so intricate and vivid that we realize joy is not something we find, but something we actively create each day. The most lasting happiness often emerges not from acquiring what we desire, but from releasing expectations, embracing imperfection, and finding peace in the ebb and flow of life's natural rhythms and surprises. By choosing to see beauty in ordinary experiences, to laugh even when times are hard, and to nurture connections with those who uplift us, we allow happiness to bloom in places we never imagined possible. Happiness is a quiet strength that comes from living authentically, loving deeply, and letting go of the need for external validation. Understanding that true joy can only be cultivated from within. The journey to a joyful life is paved with small acts of courage, conscious gratitude, and a willingness to forgive not just others but also ourselves, so that we may release burdens that weigh down the spirit. Sometimes, happiness is less about grand achievements and more about savoring the subtle wonders of existence, the warmth of sunlight, the sound of laughter, the gentle embrace of someone who truly cares. When we learn to celebrate our progress instead of fixating on what we haven't yet accomplished, we allow happiness to grow organically, turning every small victory into a stepping stone for greater contentment. True happiness is a byproduct of living with intention, aligning our actions with our values, and choosing to respond to life's inevitable difficulties with patience, understanding, and unwavering hope. In embracing impermanence and letting go of attachments, we discover a freedom that allows joy to flow naturally, reminding us that the present moment is all we truly have and all we can ever experience fully. Happiness thrives when we cultivate resilience, not by avoiding hardship, but by learning to dance gracefully with life's uncertainties, finding meaning in every challenge and gratitude in every outcome. Life's richest happiness often arises from acts of generosity, love, and compassion, where our efforts to uplift others create a ripple effect that nourishes our own soul in ways we could never anticipate. The secret to enduring happiness lies not in acquiring more, but in appreciating what we already have, finding delight in everyday routines, and embracing the beauty and simplicity that surrounds our lives. Happiness is the gentle awareness that, despite life's imperfections and fleeting nature, there is always a reason to smile, a lesson to learn, and a moment worth cherishing, no matter how small. When we approach life with curiosity, openness, and a willingness to explore new perspectives, we invite joy into our existence, discovering that happiness is less a destination, but more a mindset to cultivate. The essence of happiness is found in balance, honoring our desires while accepting reality, striving for growth while embracing contentment, and seeking connection while respecting solitude, so that life feels rich and whole. Happiness is discovered in the quiet moments of reflection where we pause to appreciate the journey we have taken, the people who have supported us, and the lessons that have shaped our character over time. When we nurture our inner world with self-love, gratitude, and mindful presence, we create a foundation for happiness that is unshakable, even amidst life's inevitable storms and disappointments. The most profound joy often comes from sharing our authentic selves with others, from offering kindness without expectation, and from recognizing that the love we give freely multiplies in ways beyond measure. Life becomes richer and more joyful when we learn to accept uncertainty with grace, understanding that not knowing the outcome allows room for surprises, growth, and experiences we could never have predicted. Happiness is cultivated when we focus on the present moment, release regrets of the past, and stop anxiously chasing the future, finding fulfillment in the simple awareness of what is unfolding right now. True joy is experienced when we allow ourselves to feel deeply, embrace vulnerability, and engage fully with life, understanding that even our struggles contribute to the depth and beauty of our happiness. The practice of gratitude transforms ordinary days into celebrations, helping us notice the abundance in our lives and reminding us that happiness is not about perfection, but about perspective. Happiness flourishes when we let go of the need to control everything, trusting that life has a rhythm and flow, and that surrendering to it allows space for serendipity, wonder, and unexpected delight. When we cultivate curiosity and openness to new experiences, happiness emerges naturally, for it is in learning, exploring, and connecting that our hearts find their most authentic joy. The art of being happy lies in appreciating both the highs and the lows of life, recognizing that every challenge carries a lesson and every joy is magnified when shared with those we love. Happiness is not a fleeting emotion, but a state of mind nurtured by mindfulness, compassion, and the conscious decision to focus on what nourishes our spirit rather than what drains it. By celebrating small achievements and moments of progress, we create a steady stream of joy that builds resilience and reminds us that happiness is woven into the everyday fabric of our lives. The moments we spend helping others, offering genuine support, and lifting spirits without expectation create a deep, lasting happiness that is impossible to achieve through self-centered pursuits alone. True contentment arises when we align our actions with our values, pursue meaningful goals, and invest our time and energy in what truly matters, rather than chasing superficial or temporary pleasures. Happiness is not about waiting for ideal circumstances, but about finding beauty and purpose in the imperfect, messy, and unpredictable journey of life that unfolds before us each day. When we allow ourselves to laugh freely, dream boldly, and embrace spontaneity, we tap into a natural, effortless form of happiness that reminds us life is meant to be lived fully and joyfully. Life teaches us that happiness is not something to be found in external achievements or possessions, but in the cultivation of inner peace, self-awareness, and a heart open to love and compassion. True joy is often found in ordinary experiences, a walk in nature, a heartfelt conversation, a quiet evening at home, or the satisfaction of a goal achieved through dedication and patience. Happiness grows when we create connections that uplift, inspire, and encourage us to be our best selves, while also offering the same love, compassion, and understanding to others in return. By consciously choosing optimism and focusing on what is going well rather than dwelling on setbacks, we open the door to a richer, more sustained experience of happiness in our daily lives.
The deeper the sense of purpose we cultivate in our actions and relationships, the more authentic and enduring our happiness becomes, rooted not in pleasure, but in meaning and fulfillment. Happiness is often born from resilience, the ability to recover from hardships, find lessons in challenges, and maintain hope and gratitude despite circumstances beyond our control. When we simplify our lives, reduce unnecessary stress, and prioritize what truly matters, we create space for joy, contentment, and the ability to savor every precious moment that life offers. Life teaches us that happiness is not something to be found in external achievements or possessions, but in the cultivation of inner peace, self-awareness, and a heart open to love and compassion. The essence of happiness is the freedom to be ourselves fully, embracing both strengths and flaws, and living authentically without the pressure to conform to expectations that do not align with our true nature. Joy often appears in unexpected places, a kind word from a stranger, a beautiful sunrise, or a small act of generosity, reminding us that happiness is woven into the fabric of everyday life. When we learn to forgive ourselves and others, we release the weight of resentment, regrets, and guilt, making room for a lighter, more expansive, and sustainable form of happiness. True contentment comes from embracing simplicity, appreciating abundance in what we already have, and recognizing that the desire for more often distracts us from the happiness we can experience right now. Happiness is cultivated by living intentionally, acting with integrity, and aligning our choices with the values that reflect who we truly are, rather than chasing fleeting desires or societal approval. Life's most profound joy is often a combination of love, gratitude, and the courage to face our fears, take risks, and fully participate in the adventure of being alive rather than merely observing it passively. By approaching life with an open heart, a curious mind, and a spirit of gratitude, we invite moments of joy to flow naturally, teaching us that happiness is as much a practice as it is an experience. Happiness is the gentle awareness that even in the midst of challenges, we have the power to choose our perspective, find meaning, and cultivate peace and contentment in our hearts. The most lasting joy is found in nurturing relationships, expressing love freely, and contributing positively to the lives of others, knowing that giving and receiving kindness enriches the soul immeasurably. When we slow down, listen deeply, and immerse ourselves in the present moment, we discover that happiness is not a distant goal, but an ever-present companion waiting to be noticed and embraced. Happiness emerges from self-acceptance, the courage to pursue our passions, and the understanding that life's beauty often resides in its imperfections, uncertainties, and fleeting nature. The practice of mindfulness transforms ordinary experiences into extraordinary ones, allowing us to savor the richness of life and cultivate a sense of joy that endures beyond external circumstances. True happiness grows from the seeds of compassion, empathy, and understanding, as we learn to value others' experiences as much as our own and create harmony within ourselves and our communities. Life's deepest satisfaction comes not from what we accumulate, but from the love we share, the lessons we learn, and the joy we cultivate in small, meaningful ways throughout each day. Happiness is strengthened when we embrace change rather than resist it, understanding that growth, transformation, and new experiences are essential ingredients for a fulfilling and joyful life. When we let go of expectations, judgment, and attachment to outcomes, we create a space where happiness can flow naturally, unbound by circumstances or the fleeting opinions of others. Joy is discovered in the alignment of mind, body, and spirit, when our thoughts, actions, and intentions reflect our true values, and we live with authenticity, purpose, and grace. The secret to lasting happiness often lies in resilience, gratitude, and the ability to see beauty in adversity, knowing that every challenge carries an opportunity for growth and a lesson in joy. Happiness flourishes when we engage fully in life, embrace both solitude and connection, and cultivate a balance between personal growth and the joy of shared experiences with others. By treating ourselves with patience, love, and understanding, we create an inner sanctuary of happiness that remains steady even when the outer world is unpredictable or challenging. True joy is experienced when we release the need for constant validation, trust our intuition, and live in alignment with our values, embracing life's journey with curiosity and gratitude. Happiness is found not in avoiding difficulties, but in developing the strength, perspective, and grace to navigate them, while maintaining a sense of peace, purpose, and optimism. Life's richness is revealed when we celebrate everyday moments, find meaning in challenges, and recognize that each day offers countless opportunities to experience joy in both expected and unexpected ways. The foundation of happiness lies in understanding ourselves deeply, nurturing our passions, and fostering relationships that honor authenticity, love, and mutual growth. Happiness grows when we focus on abundance rather than scarcity, gratitude rather than complaint, and connection rather than isolation, creating a life full of meaning, warmth, and joy. By embracing vulnerability, courage, and openness, we allow ourselves to experience joy in its fullest form, understanding that authentic happiness requires both risk and reward. Life becomes joyful when we recognize the interconnectedness of all beings, practice kindness without expectation, and contribute positively to the world around us in meaningful ways. True happiness is cultivated when we live intentionally, focus on what brings fulfillment, and choose to approach life with optimism, creativity, and a willingness to grow from every experience. Happiness often appears in unexpected ways, in small gestures, quiet reflections, and moments of stillness that remind us that happiness is present when we take the time to notice it. The pursuit of lasting joy requires self-compassion, patience, and the understanding that life's challenges are not obstacles, but essential elements in the journey toward deeper contentment. When we embrace life's impermanence, celebrate the present, and release attachment to outcomes, we open the door to a happiness that is resilient, adaptable, and deeply fulfilling. Happiness is not a destination, but a practice, cultivated by daily choices, mindful awareness, and a commitment to living in harmony with our values, relationships, and the world around us. By finding joy in both the extraordinary and ordinary, appreciating beauty in simplicity, and nurturing a sense of wonder, we allow happiness to permeate every aspect of our lives. The art of being happy involves balancing ambition with contentment, striving for growth while appreciating what we already have, and understanding that joy is enhanced when shared with others. True happiness emerges when we stop chasing perfection, embrace imperfection, and allow ourselves to experience life fully, with all its unpredictability, beauty, and lessons. Life's joy is amplified when we cultivate meaningful connections, practice gratitude daily, and engage fully with experiences that align with our values, passions, and sense of purpose.
Happiness thrives when we act with integrity, nurture our passions, and invest in relationships and experiences that contribute to our long-term well-being rather than seeking fleeting pleasure. By choosing to see challenges as opportunities and setbacks as lessons, we cultivate a resilient happiness that grows stronger with every experience, both joyful and difficult. True joy is found in embracing life with curiosity, openness, and gratitude, allowing even ordinary experiences to become extraordinary moments of insight, growth, and connection. Happiness emerges when we practice self-awareness, align our actions with our values, and cultivate a sense of purpose that guides our decisions, relationships, and daily experiences. Life's fulfillment comes from appreciating the journey, celebrating small victories, and finding beauty in unexpected places, creating a rich tapestry of experiences that nourish the soul. By embracing our uniqueness, valuing our experiences, and pursuing growth with courage and curiosity, we create a life infused with happiness that is authentic, lasting, and deeply satisfying. Happiness is strengthened when we practice gratitude, compassion, and mindfulness, recognizing that joy is not found in accumulation, but in appreciation, connection, and meaningful engagement. True contentment arises when we release judgment, comparison, and the need for external validation, and instead focus on cultivating peace, joy, and purpose within ourselves. Life becomes brighter when we cultivate resilience, seek meaning in challenges, and approach every situation with hope, curiosity, and the willingness to embrace lessons with grace. Happiness grows when we act with intention, appreciate the present, and nurture our relationships, passions, and values, creating a life that is rich in both meaning and joy. By letting go of fear, embracing vulnerability, and living authentically, we create space for a happiness that is deep, enduring, and rooted in our truest self. The path to joy involves mindfulness, gratitude, and intentional living, allowing us to savor life's moments, embrace challenges, and cultivate resilience, compassion, and love. Happiness is discovered in the integration of mind, body, and spirit, where self-awareness, meaningful relationships, and purposeful action create a life of depth, richness, and joy. When we celebrate our growth, honor our efforts, and recognize the value of every experience, happiness emerges naturally, reminding us that joy is woven into the journey itself. Life's true happiness comes from balancing ambition with gratitude, striving for growth while cherishing what we already have, and finding joy in both the ordinary and extraordinary moments. By practicing self-compassion, nurturing meaningful connections, and approaching life with curiosity and wonder, we cultivate a happiness that is resilient, authentic, and deeply fulfilling. True joy arises when we release attachment to outcomes, embrace impermanence, and choose to live fully in the present, finding meaning and beauty in each passing moment. Happiness flourishes
when we engage fully with life, act with integrity, and pursue experiences that align with our values, passions, and desire for growth and connection. The essence of contentment lies in appreciating life as it unfolds, finding joy in the process rather than fixating on results, and cultivating gratitude, presence, and awareness daily. True happiness is cultivated through mindful living, compassion, gratitude, and authentic connection, reminding us that joy is not a destination, but a continuous, intentional way of experiencing life.